What if the most dominant fighter in the UFC right now is also the one fans can't agree on? Last night at UFC 319, Khamzat Chimaev didn't just defend himself, he suffocated Dricus du Plessis so completely that all three judges scored it 50-44, a flawless performance, yet half the MMA world is calling him unstoppable, while the other half says he's boring. So which is it? Has Boris just begun a reign of terror, or is his rule doomed before it even starts? In Chicago, the undefeated Chechen Emirati fighter made history. He walked away with the middleweight championship belt, extending his perfect record to 15-0, but the belt was only the beginning of the drama. Sean Strickland, Paulo Costa, and even Anthony Hernandez are already circling the new champion. And just hours before the fight, Chimaev took a jab at his rivals that now looks eerily prophetic. If this shocked you as much as it shocked me, hit that subscribe button so you never miss the next knockout or controversy shaking the MMA world. The build-up to UFC 319's main event was heated, but it wasn't just about Dricus du Plessis. In the shadows, a storm was already brewing with Sean Strickland and Paulo Costa. Costa had called Chimaev a coward, accusing him of texting his girlfriend. Strickland, meanwhile, dug up old training sessions at Extreme Couture and labeled Chimaev weak. The rivalry was personal, emotional, and dripping with unfinished business. Hours before he even touched the belt, Chimaev uploaded a cheeky photo of Strickland and Costa together, captioned with a heart and smiley emoji. Nobody thought much of it at the time, but after the final bell in Chicago, it suddenly felt like destiny. Inside the octagon, Chimaev was suffocating. From the opening bell, du Plessis was trapped in a cage of pressure. Every takedown attempt felt inevitable. Every scramble ended the same way, du Plessis fighting for air, Chimaev dictating the pace. By the third round, it wasn't about who would win. It was about whether du Plessis could survive. Fans inside the arena shouted, booed, cheered. It was chaos. Some saw greatness unfolding. Others saw the slow bleed of entertainment. And when the scorecards read 50-40 for across the board, the division had a new king, but also a new controversy. The press conference after the fight only fueled the fire. Sitting with the belt draped across his shoulder, Chimaev dismissed Strickland's claims of out-wrestling him in the gym. I beat him everywhere, he said with a grin. Striking. Grappling, this guy just talks too much. He's funny. And Paulo, he's working with him now. I put them together. The words weren't just trash talk, they were a roadmap. Chimaev already knew who was next. The heart-tan smiley photo wasn't a joke. It was foreshadowing. But this is where the story twists. Sean Strickland, the loudest of the challengers, may not even be available. He's facing an indefinite suspension from the Nevada Athletic Commission after an ugly incident at an MMA event. Paulo Costa, meanwhile, remains a wild card, marketable, dramatic, but inconsistent inside the cage. And then there's Anthony Hernandez. After finishing Roman Dolidze at UFC Vegas 109, Fluffy flew to Chicago to watch Chimaev live. Even after 25 minutes of one-sided domination, Hernandez told ESPN Reports he wasn't impressed. It was boring. He said, call me for the fight. I can wrestle. I can do jiu-jitsu. I can shut him down. With my gas tank, I'll drown him. I promise. Hernandez's confidence struck a chord. Few middleweights have been so bold in calling out Chimaev, and fewer still have promised to beat him at his own game. Social media lit up. Some fans laughed off Hernandez's comments, while others praised him for daring to say what most fighters were thinking, but too afraid to admit. At the same time, another storm was brewing in Paris. Kyle Boralho and Nasruddin Imavov are set to headline UFC Paris, and the winner of that fight could leapfrog the line for a title shot. Suddenly, the middleweight division feels alive again, not because du Plessis fell, but because Chimaev's dominance has forced everyone else to raise their voices. The question now isn't just who gets the next fight. It's what the UFC wants from its champion. Historically, the promotion loves dominant champions who also deliver highlight reels, fighters like Israel Adesanya in his prime, or Anderson Silva before him. Chimaev doesn't fit neatly into that mold. His style suffocates, frustrates, and leaves opponents helpless. It's technically brilliant, but it's not always fun, and Dana White knows it. After the fight, White's body language said it all. Yes, Chimaev is a monster. Yes, he's the new face of the division. But can he sell pay-per-views if every fight looks like a slow, grinding death march? This tension between dominance and entertainment defines the future of Khamzat Chimaev's reign, his undefeated record, his aura of inevitability, his ability to break fighters mentally as much as physically. These are the qualities of a dynasty. But they are also the seeds of fan backlash. Just look at Khabib Nurmagomedov before him. Khabib was beloved in Russia and the Middle East, but in the United States, it took Conor McGregor to make him a mainstream star. Chimaev doesn't have a Conor McGregor rival yet. What he does have are Strickland's insults, Costa's antics, and Hernandez's bravado. None of them are Conor-level showmen, but together, they could provide the friction Chimaev needs to stay in the spotlight. And let's not forget the geopolitical angle. Chimaev is a Chechen-born fighter representing the UAE on the global stage. The UFC has clear plans to keep Abu Dhabi as a cornerstone of its international expansion. Chimaev headlining UFC 321 in Abu Dhabi this October isn't just likely, it's almost inevitable. That makes the stakes even higher. The UFC won't just be booking a fight. They'll be setting the stage for Chimaev to either solidify his empire or show cracks under pressure. Whoever they put in front of him, it won't just be another fight. It will be a referendum on his reign. For Plessis, the loss is devastating. He wasn't just beaten, he was dismantled. For 25 minutes, he fought like a man trapped in quicksand. Yet there's no shame in losing to a monster like Chimaev. Many believe he'll regroup, rebuild, and return stronger. But for now, he joins the growing list of names that Chimaev has crushed and left behind. Fans, meanwhile, are left arguing online. Was UFC 319 proof that Khamzat Chimaev is the best middleweight on the planet? Or proof that dominance doesn't always equal excitement? The truth may lie somewhere in between. But one thing is certain, the middleweight division has changed forever. Every fighter, every fan, every promoter is now playing by Chimaev's rules. And those rules are suffocating. So here we stand. Khamzat Chimaev is undefeated, undisputed, and unchallenged. But the bigger fight might not be inside the octagon, it might be against time, against boredom, against the hunger of fans who demand not just victories, but spectacle. Strickland, Costa, Hernandez, Barajo, Imavov, whoever comes next. The question is the same. Can anyone stop Boris? Or will the middleweight division drown under the weight of a new empire? Let me know in the comments who you think should face him next, and whether his reign will last or collapse under its own dominance.